Hi, my name is Bonnie Laila Bhattacharya. I am an animal rights activist and an environmentalist. I have been living in India and Germany. So I've always worked with animals, and I was always inclined to trying to do something with the greens around me, whether it was birds, whether it was plants, whether it was animals. Everything which was non-human was a lot more attractive to me. But my turning point was when I was in Bangalore, and mother dog had just given birth, and she'd fallen into a manhole trying to pull out her own puppies. That's the time I tried to remove them, and I myself had fallen into it. And that's where my first journey began, because I was really very upset to see 2 puppies dead, mother's legs broken, and I decided to start working with the street animals of India. My priority has always been, for the animals, I need to work, and it's not the other way around. So even at my workplace, when I used to be employed, my employers knew that whenever I wanted, I could walk out of my day-to-day routine to work with the animals, come back and catch up on the daily work. But it has never been a hindrance that because I'm working, I cannot be, pulling out time for the animals. It's always been a reverse process. And now that I am self-employed, I have all the time in my life for the animals. The most difficult rescue was a rescue for a dog, which is a Pakistani Bully Kutta. And he, along with 2 more dogs, were rescued from a proper dog fighting ring in and around Haryana. There was a bounty of 7 lakhs on my head. My employers had to whisk me across. When we had hidden the dogs, the 3 dogs, out of the 3 dogs, we had to put down 1 dog because he was beyond aggressive and beyond redemption. The 2 other dogs one of the dogs was homed, the other one was not home for 2 years, and eventually he became a part of my pack. I have rescued cows, I have rescued owls, I have rescued an otter in Florida. I have rescued rabbits. I do not like the word rescue. I would say pulling out the other sentient beings from difficult situations or situations that they wouldn't want to be in. Rescue is a word which is a very difficult word to digest for both humans and especially those who are enduring. Having compassion and working towards compassionate lives for self and others is the right way of looking at working with animals. So I have 3 dogs and 2 cats, and all of them are rescued, so-called animals. All of them have been abandoned, and then I picked them up, or they came into my life because they didn't have another place to go. I have a small Pakistani Bully Kutta whose front limbs were broken, and she's about 3.5 months old. I have an Indian brown and white dog, but he was rescued by my dog who is no more. And I have another blind dog, and he came into my life when he was about 15 days old because his mother was killed, and he was just sitting next to the dead body and whining away. 2 cats of mine, one was up on a little babul tree, and he was just a little kitten and he couldn't come down, so I had to climb up and get him down, and then he was a part of my life. And the other kitten was found astray, and then eventually I got her home and she's become his companion. So yeah, all in all, 5 dogs at this place. I think it's nice to be able to share the planet with lives beyond human beings, and so that's the biggest motivation that I have, to ensure that everybody is having a space which is on the planet. Earth does not belong to just humans, it belongs to all of us. I wouldn't have message for people at all in that sense, but I would say that if you really want to work with animals, just follow your heart. Make that as your passion, and the passion follows you.